Good morning, everyone. As promised, we're going to talk a little bit about the Dream for All program today. As you know, the governor just announced a few weeks ago that there's going to be an additional $200 million for the program later this fall. We don't know exactly when fall means, right? It can be in the next month or next couple of months. We just know that CalHFA will send us update as they move forward with the program. So then we're going to share that information with you. And in today's live event, what we want to focus is primarily a little bit about how the program worked. We don't know exactly what are those changes going to look like. We do know CalHFA announced that there will be new product guidelines and updates, so they will see some changes. But most important, what I like to do today is encourage new homeowners to apply for the home loan and talk about a little bit how the process went prior to the launch in March and what to expect in this fall, and also how to prepare yourself primarily and set those expectations from the beginning. That way, if there's an opportunity for this program, that you're able to participate in it and not have any delay process. So we'll be covering some tips. We'll be covering a little bit about how the program works because we're still getting a lot of questions on how the program worked. Do I have to repay back? Do I have prepayment penalty? How do I share my appreciation? And even, to be honest with you, even the people that obtain the loan are still questioning how the program is going to work. So we're going to go back a little bit and explain just how the program is working. Let me share my screen to see if it's possible here. Give us 1 second. Da, da, da. Let's see, where is that screen? Okay, I can't figure out how the screen is popping up here. Give us 1 second, please. Let me. All right. For some reason, we're losing the PowerPoint presentation. I can't figure it out how to bring it up. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about the Dream for All program. So let's start with the way the program worked in earlier this year. LA County limits, Orange County limits. So state of California does have an income limitation for the program. So if you're falling within the income, you're able to participate on the program in the future as well. We hope that those changes don't affect the way our clients are qualifying for the program. Okay. There are new updated state of California income limitations for LA County, Orange County, and just really all over California. Those have increased, and you can take a look at those on the CalHFA's website. Early in the year, we had a max debt to income ratio of 50% with clients that had a 700 higher FICO score. And we had a minimum criteria of credit score as well, and that can probably change in the future. One of the big questions that we get asked a lot is, when is the 20% appreciation loan due? That's like our number one question. With people are, estimating, do I have to pay it back right away, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years from now? And it's due in 30 years. Okay. So the moment you acquire the loan, the second mortgage, which is a deferred second at 0% interest, you don't have to pay back the loan until the first note is due. So if you don't refinance your mortgage and you stay in this particular loan for 30 years, you don't have to worry about paying for it. The moment you sell your home, you do pay back that second mortgage with the appreciation of 20% owed to CalHFA. So that means you pay the second mortgage off, and then you also give them the appreciation at the time that you sell your home or at the time you want to refinance to cash out your home. Another big question that we were asked is, can I refinance the mortgage? And the answer is yes. CalHFA does allow you to refinance one time during the life of the loan in order for you to reduce your interest rate. And by saying one time, it's kind of difficult to determine when is that going to be the right time to refinance that mortgage, right? And I really, with interest rates continuing to go up and we're really all over the place, it's been a roller coaster the last year and a half or so. We just want to guide our clients to make the good decision by, is it the right time going to be where we're going to take really reduce that monthly payment, where it's going to benefit you as a homeowner. So we'll guide you through the process. You are allowed to refinance one time. If you want to refinance more than once, of course, you can always cash out when there's equity in your home to pay off that 20%. You can bring in your own funds and pay off that 20% at any time as well, or at the time that you sell your home. So that's been a big question on, do I have a prepayment penalty to pay off your first mortgage or second mortgage? CalHFA has also, advised to us and has told us and actually shared with us in different workshops that if you want to reduce your first mortgage balance, you can, but the moment you pay off your first mortgage completely, it's when you're going to trigger the second mortgage to be due. So just make sure that if you do want to bring down the balance on the first mortgage, you continue to do it. But keep in mind that if you pay it off completely, it's going to be due. Okay, so that's been one of the biggest questions we were receiving from our clients when it comes to CalHFA. Another, topic that we get asked for a lot with the Dream for All program is co-signers. Can we have a co-signer? That's been a big question, with the California's, housing expense, our debt to income ratio doesn't meet our criteria. Can we bring in a co-signer? And the question to that is yes. Just know that on this particular program, CalHFA does require that everyone occupies the home. So there is primary residence only. So everyone can occupy the property. Another big question that we get asked for a lot are ADUs allowed? And the answer is yes, ADU is allowed as long as they're completed and finished. We can use the rental income for an ADU to help support the qualification for the homeowner. So that's been a big question that has been arising in the last few months when it comes to the Dream for All program. So I want to share with you a little bit what happened with the program, how it went so quickly, and how were people actually, who are the ones who were able to qualify for the program, that benefit from the program, and what we saw with our experience, and give you some guidance what to do next time around. The program went away really quickly. A lot of times, a lot of the product was used with people already in escrow. They switched the program from a regular conventional loan, an FHA loan, and actually converted into a Dream for All program. And yes, a lot of them actually took the time and got through the home buyer education very quickly. And it was just really wise for them to look at those options as well. Okay. Second, consumers that we saw that took advantage of the program were people that already had applied for the CalHFA loan on the traditional 3-5% program. And they already had taken the home buyer education course. They were ready to apply for a CalHFA program. And then they switched it over to a Dream for All program. Okay. So they were already set. They already had taken the home buyer education course. They knew they wanted the traditional CalHFA loan regardless if the program came or gone. And they took advantage of it when the time came. Preparation with your realtor partner was also very, very important. My clients, the one that were able to close with the Dream for All program, had already expressed to our agent partners the urgency on this type of loan. We knew $300 million was going to come and go very quickly. So we had, great, realtors, out there just relentlessly working day in, day out to make sure that there was an offer accepted, educating the listing agents that the program was valid and that it was we were actually going to close an escrow. So it took a lot of education on behalf of the buyer's agent, also the listing agent, knowing that the program was there and that there was not going to be any delays. Another advantage that people took was on new construction. We saw a lot of homeowners using the program with new constructions, because with new constructions, when they're ready to deliver those keys, there's really no waiting period for a contract to get accepted, right? There's a lot of new homes that were ready. Our locks, were extended to make sure that we're able to meet those guidelines and those timeframes. So offers were accepted on new construction with this program. This time around, we don't know what that program guideline is going to look like for new constructions. Are we going to extend 3-4 months locks with the Dream for All in the future? But new construction, it's an easier process in a sense where you can go and choose already your home. You could already open escrow, and and have both options, a traditional CalHFA loan and also a Dream for All program, just in case it comes back and you're able to meet the guidelines. So those were, some of the tips that we saw that happened first time. Another recommendation, and this is probably one of the most important recommendation that I give to my clients, is credit. A lot of people want to participate on the program, and credit was the number one challenge. Credit scores did not meet the guidelines. Debt to income ratios were too high, and we just did not have enough time to go through the process of debt consolidation and improving the credit score in order for us to get access to those funds. So one of the things that I recommend is that turn in your application. Let's get through a credit consultation right now. Let's see what are those things that we need to eliminate on your credit to be able to increase that credit score, so you are prepared this fall to be able to participate in the program. Don't wait until the program launches. Don't wait until that date gets here, because we may not have enough time to get you through that process. Keep in mind, this time around, it's $200 million that were given to the state of California for the program. Also, in that bulletin, they mentioned that $200 million was extended for the Dream for All program and perhaps the ADU grant. So we don't know exactly how much of those funds are really going to be for the down payment assistance programs. We also don't know if those funds will have a 20% down payment assistance program, where that Dream for All program will change to 10% or 15%. We don't know that yet. So preparing for credit, it's going to be important. Don't wait till last minute. We can help you and guide you through the credit score to make sure that you're able to qualify. We also want to analyze the income to make sure that if your debt to income ratio exceeds the CalHFA limits, then we want to already start, eliminating some of the debt to better prepare you. Choices of houses. One of the things that I give my clients a tip is choices of houses is going to be really important. Start looking way ahead of time of where do you want to live, how far you want to commute, what do those homes look like, those areas that you're looking into. Because once the program launches, we won't have the time to explore neighborhoods. We will not have time to look around to see if those areas are going to be the ones of choice. The program, the reservation is going to be done very quickly. So we want to make sure we get all those things out of the way from the beginning, so when the program launches, you're ready to set and go. So tips definitely on credit, making sure you're debt consolidating on time, make sure that you're already knowing the areas that you're going to be looking at, so then that way when the program launches, you're ready, set, and go. And partnering up with a realtor that it's very active and real estate that is going to be working for you, showing you homes, it's going to be really important. Also flexibility on your time. Make sure that you're going to be flexible looking for homes on the weekends, in the evenings, to make sure that you have an offer to get accepted. Last time around, we had clients that couldn't look at homes till like 3 weeks after the program launched, and by that time the money was gone, right? We had actually offers accepted and ready to go the day that the program ended, and my clients were not able to receive or reserve the funds. They were too late on them because they were still negotiating counter offers, they were negotiating contracts. And yes, I understand it is a big decision as a homeowner that you need to evaluate your contracts, and definitely I encourage you to do that with your agent partner. But there is an urgency on looking at homes, right? Making sure you have that flexibility to go look at homes on the weekends or in the evening, so you have choices and we have time to negotiate a contract for you. So expressing that to your agent of your choice that you're working with, that you are participating in the Dream for All program, and being just having that flexibility to look for homes, it's going to help you acquire an escrow, and it's going to help you reserve the funds a lot quicker. Okay. Another big questions that we get asked a lot is, should we apply now or should we wait later when the program launches, since we don't know the guidelines? So if you're a first-time buyer, I encourage you to apply now, because even if the program, comes out in the fall and the program's guidelines changes, if you're calling us, it's because you're interested in becoming a homeowner. And that means, get the information now, find out what does it take you to become that homeowner. right? Find out exactly where you're at with your credit, find out exactly where you are with your income, know what are the things you need to do to get there and accomplish. And let's not forget that if the Dream for All program is not going to be the right program for you, CalHFA has a traditional 3% for conventional and 3.5% down payment assistance program for FHA. And you have the option also to ask for closing costs up to 2% or 3% additional funds that you can participate though. So we want to look at two options. We want to look at the traditional CalHFA loan and we want to look at the Dream for All program and have those two to compare and as you get ready to become a homeowner. So, definitely those tips I encourage you to apply, know where you're at so we can help you and assist you with the program as it launches. Take a look at the county, limits in CalHFA's website. We'll be sharing those links with you shortly. Start signing in for the program bulletin as well. So you get all the newsletter update. If you're in our database, you're going to receive updated information from us as it comes out. Anything that we know from a lending perspective, we'll start sharing with our clients as soon as the information comes out. But CalHFA does a great job in updating consumers as to the program launches. We are in CalHFA's preferred lender list. We've been doing CalHFA for many years, so we know the guidelines, how it works, and exactly how to guide you through the process. If we don't have any questions, we do have a question. I have a question. It says 3% for conventional is the interest rate or down payment percentage? Okay, so the question was, what is the interest rate for 3% down payment assistance? And that would be, so on CalHFA's website, there's a calhfarates.com. It is up to date on a daily basis. You can look at the rates when it changes, when it improves. You'll see that the rate sheet, it's blank. The interest rate for the second mortgage, it's on 3% programs, it's 1%. Okay, it is deferred, so you're not going to pay back on that 3% loan until the life of the loan, just exactly like the Dream for All program. But you are paying simple interest, 1% on that second mortgage. Okay, the interest rate on the first mortgage is, on that 30 year. So if you're borrowing $500,000, the interest rate that's quoted on the CalHFA's website, you're going to pay back on the first mortgage. You're not paying anything back on the second mortgage. Okay. Are you suggesting you enter escrow before the Dream for All program ends? So that's a great question. I get asked that a lot. So, we don't know. I am not recommending people to open escrow before the program launches. Only, with the CalHFA's guidelines, the updated ones, we don't know if their bulletin's going to say you can't be in the contract prior to the program launching. We don't know, right? The one that passed in March, there was no restrictions on that. So this is why a lot of people switched to the Dream for All program. And this time around, we don't know if that's going to change. We don't know if CalHFA is going to, release the program guidelines saying that you must be in escrow after the effective date of the program launch. It can be very possible that they can make those new rules. We don't know yet. So recommending you to open escrow prior to the program launches, it's something that I definitely cannot, advise, knowing that that's something that can really help you or not. What I do advise is that look at both options. Look at the CalHFA and look at the Dream for All program. And just kind of go out there knowing that you are qualified to buy a home with a traditional loan and also with the Dream for All program. In case, as you search for a home, you have an opportunity to participate to either program. The down payment assistance program with the traditional loan, they're not running out of funds yet, as to we know. So take advantage of it while it's there. Just be very proactive. That's my recommendation. It's be very proactive, stay up to date with the guidelines, have your application already in, get through your home buyer education course. I just talked to a few clients last week who are already submitting applications, and they said that they went through the course, but they cannot get a counseling interview to finish the course until 2 months from now, right? So you have to keep checking. Keep in mind that it's anyone from the eHome America site, and they must be HUD approved counseling companies. So just look through the list. As long as you're able to get that home buyer education course, the 8-hour certificate, you're good to go. So, jump on that, because once the program launches, that was a big challenge. It was getting through those 8-hour course as well. And I know there's free ones out there as well. I know a few clients are going to some free fairs this weekend to do the 8-hour education course. So if I encourage you to apply, right? And we're going to continue to do these live stream as we get updates. We're going to be doing a presentation of the way the Dream for All program worked in the beginning of the year for those who did not know a little bit, because we still get a lot of questions on that. We'll be presenting that to you in the next week. So please, look for our memos and look at for our invitation for you to join us for the next stream. All right. If we don't have any questions, we just wanted to keep this stream, pretty short, and just kind of give you some tips. I'd encourage you to apply and not wait till the very last minute to start the application process for, the Dream for All program. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.